Right. For any good social media strategy, we need to identify what the business objectives are for the social media. And now this can often be a missed step. So what we're going to do is use a scenario in this case, and I'm going to take you through the type of questions you may ask yourself and the steps in the research that we want to do. So let's kick it off. So as you can see straight away, we've got the business objectives. Now this is a university. This university is actually newly formed. I know that sounds strange, but there is different things in different countries where there can be a business first and then they can turn it into a university. Now, they are brand new. So they have no social following, so they want to create one. And this will be for their master's course. And it's in innovation, so like the AI and technology side of things. And they want to build that following to ultimately create registrations for their course. But it's brand new, right? So they're going to need to create a following first. We're going to focus on Vietnam for this situation, but there are various. And we can just apply the same thinking, the same questioning, and the same logic for other markets that you need to create this strategy for. Then we need to consider the audience. So they know in this case that it's going to be the postgrads, the people that go on the MBA course. However, you also need to think of the people that might be purchasing. So in this situation, it might be a family member, it might be a guardian, or even might be grants, you never know, or sponsorships from businesses. So you potentially have a B2B lead here that you need to consider as well. And don't be afraid to ask the client that or even research that yourself, because it will be wonderful in a world that a client goes, right, I want social media strategy, you know everything around it. You also need to question those goals a little bit to identify a strategy that really is going to add value to them. So in this case, they went, oh, it's students. It was me kind of going, are you sure it's just students? Are you sure you're not targeting purchasers? And actually, in different cases, in this one, they had resellers as well. But we're not going to go through that situation. Resellers, we're just going to focus on students as the main one for now. And we'll also look how we create media for those that are purchasing. So the different comms that we need for these different audiences. But when you get your business strategy, which you will do, you might get a piece of paper, you'll have a discussion with a client, you'll go through, and then these are the type of questions that you'll need to ask yourself. So with a business objective, it's a newly formed university. That means they don't have a following. So as you can see with this nice kind of bubble at the top here, it's new. So we'll probably need to create on something called awareness. So we need to create like a brand, and people need to know what this offers, and it needs to be top of their mind to consider to even go to the university. So marketing, we're building an awareness. Now, as part of these slides and part of this course, I'm going to create a slide that talks about how you take them through the connection to your brand or your awareness of your organization, from awareness through to maybe like consideration, stroke decision points, and then to like building an ongoing connection and an affinity to your offering. Right. So you think, okay, they're newly formed, so we're probably going to focus on awareness. But because we want to create an overall strategy, we will give them tips and tricks for the other stages, like decision point of actually registering for the MBA course, and then how you build a social engagement once they're on the MBA course and when they're at the university. Now, it's across markets, so we know it's Vietnam. But immediately, one of my questions goes to me, well, Vietnam's quite a big kind of country, right? So is there kind of going to be an area where they're more likely to go or register for an MBA course? Is there maybe more affluent areas that can afford these courses? Are they more expensive to certain people that are outreach? I know that sounds bad, doesn't it? But we do need to target an area, especially if you're doing advertising or for your organic reach, where we focus on their likelihood to potentially go to this MBA. So immediately I'm going, oh, is there any particular areas in Vietnam, because it's a big country, that are more likely to enter into a postgraduate MBA degree? Now, lucky for us, we have ChatGPT, and believe me, it's been like my right-hand man lately. I don't know what I did before I had it. And I caveat this, like always check things with Google and just sense check things in terms of other sources, but ChatGPT has made my life so much quicker and so more efficient. So I'm actually going to give you some prompts of how we can look up this information and research it. And this is the type of thing, and the prompts and the questions that you ask yourself, independent of the different markets, but this will give you a guide of how to create your strategy going forward. We also know the audience that is a potential students, but we also then want to know what is the age group of students. I don't always know whether it's going to be someone that's gone to work for a few years. So maybe it's a more mature student. Maybe it's people straight out of the postgrads. You never know. So what is that age group? What does that mean? So we need to research that. Then purchasers. Of the course, we already know that it's going to be the students that are the people that are our audience that are going to go to the course. But then we also have the purchasers. Now, these purchasers can be the family members, the guardians, or even the business leads in terms of sponsorships, or you never know, it might be a company actually sponsoring their employee to do this course. So we need content that appeals to these different groups. And sometimes we're going to have to prioritize what content we go for first. And in this situation, I probably would prioritize, I would do a mixed bag, right? But my initial awareness, I'm probably going to focus on the students with the prospect that they're the ones that are going to want to go there. So they're the ones that are going to ask the people that are purchasing it to come to the course. However, I'm also going to create content, when it comes more of a decision point where we say to the purchasers, hey, this is why this course is worthwhile. So awareness, probably more students for sure. Hey, this is the place that you want to go to. They go to the purchasers and say, hey, this is what I want. This is where I want to go. This is what I want to do with my life. Maybe not that dynamic. And then we're creating content for those purchasing people that are more, why is this right? Why isn't it? Why are you convincing them to give the money basically versus a university? Okay. All right. So these are the questions that you would ask yourself, and you do it in every situation and every business, kind of different types. You'd question and say, okay, what's the age groups? Who's the purchasers? What countries? Is it a section of the countries? Are there people more likely to use these services than others?